Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about, call it 15, I have no idea how many I'll come up with, but ways, areas that you can make a niche within the coin market and possibly become a full-time dealer or do full-time work within numismatics. It also could be like the start of a really fun and rewarding side hustle, but I think that there's so many niches that are really undercovered, and for people who are like, hey, what can I do to become a coin dealer or really have value and know how to trade stuff, I think that this video is for you. Hopefully I can give some ideas and things that I've thought, because personally, and I'll go over this later in the video, but there's people that I'd love to add to my team, and it's often a matter of showing people that the opportunity is there. So without further ado, we'll just get into it. I think I could start with US coins, but I'm going to start with some of the world coin niches, because I think that I just don't want to be like generic. And then we'll get into things where it's like not even just a focus within coins, but it's like being on the marketing side or the affiliate sales side, promotional side, cataloging side. But just some niches where I feel like there's a lot of interest, even if you look at the whole world, and there's maybe not that many people there to service them and make the coin markets that well known, especially like in the United States. When you think about the United States, there's over 300 million people, and I think that a lot of people can recognize that's pretty cool to have circulating money from whether it's places that their ancestors might have been trading or the United States. They're also interested in money as a concept, and coins are like a beautiful artistic way of showcasing that. But a few areas that seem to really stand out to me, beyond just like the general envelope of or umbrella of world, would be Indian coins. That's like an area that I've been learning a little bit about, like the Mauryan Empire, and the Kushan isn't really Indian, but the Kushan Empire and the some Akbar the Great's coins I've been purchasing some of, and there's all different types. Princely States is much more modern, but there are so many different issuers of coins within India, and if you, the overarching theme is that if you can carve out a niche, learn a ton about it, and be really confident in that, it's automatically super valuable because you're able to understand, and I think that this applies more so to like world and ancients versus US. You can have a huge edge from a knowledge perspective on other people. So Indian coins seems like a interesting play to me. I think the same thing goes for like Islamic coins. There's so much history in them. They're so interesting. They were sort of ruling the world, very powerful, especially in the, call it, since the Umayyad Caliphate and when Islam gets on the scene in the 600s AD through, I don't want to give a specific date because they're still very prominent, but that coinage tradition and history spans, hundreds and hundreds of years, with a lot of super interesting historic silver items that I think are pretty underpriced, generally speaking. And there's just not the same level of like, not everybody can just look up their 1944 Walking Liberty half dollar and immediately know their value if they have a decent idea of what condition means. It's not the same for, I'm trying to think, Umayyad dirhams. I have sold a bunch of them. I can generally identify the mints, but the rare mints, I have no idea. That's just some food for thought on that front. I think that this also applies, to like medieval coins. There are so many, incredible medieval coins out there, and that also extends then going back a little bit to like ancient coins and like late antiquities, like Byzantine type material. If you can really identify ancient coins really well, there is a lot of capacity and capability, I think, to do really well with them, just because of how cool the items are, and like the barrier to understanding fully what an ancient coin is going to be identified as. I think that you, similarly within the US coins, like there are so many different series. If you want to go and learn all the die varieties and know everything about shield nickels, that's something really cool. Now maybe that's tougher to support like as a shield nickel dealer versus something like a somebody who knows Indian coins really well or Islamic coins, but you can sort of specialize in a few niches and get really good at grading. I'm personally a little bit skeptical. I think like being a grader is a super important thing. I'm a little skeptical like 20 years from now, how important is grading? It's something that I think a lot about. And I have probably very mixed opinions. I think grading is super important to the hobby, but a lot of the coins that I like to collect don't really get graded. some of the world stuff. And at the same time, I think it would be good if a lot of those coins were graded, because then there would be a more established market. People could pay sight unseen prices better. And so maybe one of the caveats there is being a grader is going to be super helpful for you, because the grading companies need skilled and qualified graders. These are like PCGS, NGC, even like ANAX or ICG, needs people. And I think that, being a good coin grader, whether you then use that to go and buy wholesale, to go trade coins on your own, or buy raw coins and grade them, or buy graded coins and upgrade them, those are some challenging, but like if you have the skills there and you're really good at it, some things that you can master. I think on another note, within US coins, there's varieties and there's errors. Again, like not all of my suggestions are probably, not everybody's going to go and make six figures. I think a lot of people are, if you can add like $300 a month to your pocket doing something you love every month, I think that that's pretty significant. And like, I personally foresee, at least out of college, not being in coins full time. So, this is something that I love to do as like a very, very serious passion and hobby and business. And it's like a way to be in touch with sort of entrepreneurship and art and creativity, managing the social media aspect. And I've learned so much doing this, fun passion project turned into a business at this point. So I think, grading is an important one. Another one that just popped into my mind is like working for coin companies, whether it's like being in-house, like marketing, or doing in-house bookkeeping and finances and accounting. That's all super important. I mean, it could be like a packing and shipping correspondent. These are valuable things, and there's a lot of bespoke, like unique to the coin industry ways to pack coins and pack numismatic material that is super valuable to a company. They need their coins to get to the right place, especially if you understand the insurance. Maybe there's roles that are like 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. You're doing 4 hours of packing every day, and then you're doing 4 hours of numismatics every day. There's just so many different roles. Within US coins, again, I didn't even finish that. There's error coins as a niche, varieties as a niche, because there's so many different, there's like the cherry picker varieties, and then there's the just listed varieties that somebody like Wexler or Copper Coins or Crawford, or I don't want to forget the important people, but different people have their variety guides, and there's just so much depth there. Same thing on the error side. Same thing with like moderns is a huge business, like buying and selling graded coins or mint products. There are so many different specialties within coins, and that's really one of the biggest points of this video. Then moving on to some other ideas. So you could be a cataloger, like somebody who can just provide good descriptions of coins in the selling process. Maybe that includes photography. These are super important skills that coin people need. If you have a team and you're doing lots of coin sales, you're going to need somebody who can take a good photograph, and you're going to need people who can give an accurate description of exactly what the coin is, with the year, the country, the ruler, the date, the fineness, maybe you need some additional history on it, and identification ties in with some of the other things too. There's also things like insurance or lending. There's different businesses and ways to think this through. It could be like going out and innovating and making a new marketplace for coins, allowing people to go from, not pay as much fees on various, just making the markets more efficient is going to be a huge thing if you can figure out how to do that. I'm just trying to provide some inspiration and say, like, I think that there's a lot of opportunity within coins. This is not the make a fortune in coins because you find a rare coin in your pocket change. I think that's super fascinating. But like, as I am making this business, like, there's lots of different things that I like to think about, and I wish I had more people on my team to do that, to be able to scale operations. Hope this is helpful. This is mostly me just talking and almost organizing my thoughts. I'm trying to look at my list right now. Even if it's like being really good at doing social media, like I've done a lot of social media, but I'm talking more like in a promotional marketing way, or like making a social media thing. Like, I think that there's just so much opportunity within this industry. It's large enough where it can support many people. It's small where there's not a massive amount of other people doing it, from my view. So if you can find, some specialty or some way of operating on a different axis that other people aren't doing, I think that there's a really good future, whether it's just, again, some sort of like serious side project like it's been for me. Who knows if it'll turn into something more than that. But there's so many people who are full-time in coins, and there's so many sort of enjoyers of the hobby who might spend a few hours every month. There's all sorts of ways to do it. So let me know in the comments if you're interested in being a part of the Treasure Town team. My email is christianh@treasuretown.com, so reach out to me there, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my other videos. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.